You're live now, sir. Hari Om.
Yeah, Hari Om. Hari Om. Namaste to all. Prostrating at the lotus feet of Brahmanishta Sadguru, Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati, and the entire Guru Parampara on behalf of all of us. Today's discourse on Viveka Chudamani will continue. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shri Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashtakruto Vande Bhagavantav Punah Punah Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya Hari Om. Last time, shloka number 341 in this book which I am following, we had stopped. These set of shlokas are very at the highest level. Acharya is imparting the highest level of knowledge to the most qualified disciple, Uttama Adhikari. The knowledge of discrimination between Atman and Anatman that is going on with the highest level, the serious level of Upadesha being imparted. Sometimes, little digression before we go to the shloka number 342 from today's shloka to commence. Lot of questions have come to me. The main core point of the questions is, now if as per the Upadesha of Acharya Shankara Bhagavad Pada, have we to forget everything in our life? Have we to go away? We have to forget about our children, our wife, husband, all our such relationships? Have we to actually give up all the responsibilities in the family? Since we are all family members, how can we think of giving up everything? You talking about all the time giving up ahankara and mamakara, give up the me and mine concept. How is it possible? So such questions are there elsewhere also. Such questions have come in the Vedantic history in the last 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years, even before. See, the answer is very simple. Acharya himself has made this point very clear elsewhere in so many occasions in his Suktis and Subhashitas, that the highest level of Vedantic knowledge of Paramartha, the knowledge about the Absolute, the knowledge about the Sat, knowledge about the Parabrahma Vastu or Parabrahma Padartha, and the highest Upanishadic knowledge, Upadesha, like Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayamatma Brahma, all such higher level Upadeshas are actually meant for the qualified people, qualified disciples. And only to the qualified disciple, the Brahmajnani Guru, the Sadguru, Shrotriya Guru, who is a Brahmanishta and Atmanishta himself, who is a Jivan Mukta and liberated person himself, is imparting that superior most knowledge to the qualified disciples. Even in the qualification of a disciple, or the Adhikara Veda as it is called, there are three types of disciples or shishyas or devotees, whatever words we use. The Manda Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari. In other words, the lower level qualified disciple, the middle level Manda, Madhyama, middle level qualified disciple, and Uttama Adhikari, highest qualified disciple. So these teachings, these Vedantic teachings of the highest Paramarthic truth is actually meant for these qualified disciples. Maybe the Manda and Madhyama Adhikaris immediately may not follow what exactly is being given out by Acharya himself, but at least at a later stage, by the grace of the Sadguru or God or Ishvara, they will eventually understand and perceive and experience the earnestness of the teachings of the Mahavakyas. The Uttama Adhikari, qualified disciple, the highest qualified disciple, will immediately follow such instructions in this lifetime itself, and it will lead to his liberation. This is the way how the Vedanta looks at it. But apart from the three qualified disciples, the lower level, middle level, and the highest level qualified, now there is one more category our Gurudev used to say, Anadhikari. So majority of normal people, they come under the category called Anadhikari. That means they are not qualified at all in this birth. They are not qualified. Anadhikari means even if they receive the knowledge by way of the discourse or satsanga or upadesha by Sadguru, they will never understand the significance of that totally in this birth itself. So for such people, the questions will come. So they have to at least feel happy that they have been exposed to this type of Vedantic knowledge. And today or tomorrow, maybe in some future birth, it will definitely help them. May not be in this birth. So this is the point to remember. So last time Acharya was making very clear one point. Ye nirvikalpakshya samadhi nischala tanantara. Ye nirvikalpakshya samadhi nischala tanantara. Ye means those. My dear disciple, listen. Except those. Ye means except those who are adept in the one-pointed, deep, concentrated nirvikalpa samadhi. Tanantara means except those. Those who are adept in samadhi, those who can enter into samadhi of what type? Nirvikalpa type, by the grace of the Guru or Ishvara. All others, Arudha Shakti Ahamo Vinashaha Kartum Na Shakya Sahasapi Panditaihi. All others means all other types of scholars, however much they try, without this direct perception, the experience of the absolute in the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it may not be possible for them to destroy the ahankara, to destroy the ego. Ego is very strong. Arudha Shakti Ahamo Vinashaha Kartum Na Shakyaha. See, Arudha Shakti Aham. This ego, this Sharira Abhimana, in other words, Aham means I am this body. Nanu yi Sharira anno Abhimana idiyalla. Janmajatavagi Marana Paryanta Sadakala ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವ ಸ್ಫುಟವಾಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಥವನು ಇಂಥವಳು, ಈ ಶರೀರ ಭಾವ ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಲವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಯೆ ಕಾರಣ. ಮಾಯಾ ಪ್ರಭಾವದಿಂದ ಈ ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಇದರ ವಿನಾಶ ಎಂಥೆಂಥ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವೇತ್ತರಿಗೂ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಜ್ಞರಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿದವರಿಗೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೇವಲ ನಿರ್ವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಳವಾದ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಆಳವಾದ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಗಂಭೀರವಾದ ಆಳವಾದ ದಿವ್ಯವಾದ ಪವಿತ್ರವಾದ ಆ ಧ್ಯಾನದ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಿರ್ವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿಗೆ ಕೊಂಡೊಯ್ಯಲ್ಪಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆತ್ಮನ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆತ್ಮ ಗೋಚರನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಆತ್ಮನ ಬೆಳಕು ನಾನೇ ಆ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪ ಅನ್ನೋ ಆ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಗಾತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಾನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ನೇರ ಅನುಭವ ಆ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಆ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅನುಭವ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೋದ್ಸಲ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅಗೈನ್, with a limited knowledge, where I feel this person sitting in front of you and talking is not a qualified person at all to talk about the highest level of philosophical thoughts. It is difficult to put into words all these things very clearly so that the person sitting in front of me can understand what I am talking in this. ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇಂತಹ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ, ಅರಿಯೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಂದಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹೇಳೋದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು being a very dust particle, very difficult to convey all these points. So I may go wrong here and there. You have to excuse me if some of the explanations go wrong somewhere in the flow of thoughts, in the flow of words. You have to pardon with me and bear with me for that. See, Acharya again takes up the word samadhi later. But the detailed explanation Acharya will not give here about the samadhi itself. The nature of samadhi he will not talk. But he will talk about the samadhi itself continuously. Thinking with a feeling, with a point that the disciple knows about the samadhi state. So normally, with a limited knowledge, I recapitulate one or two small things what my Gurudev has told me about these things with you. I can share those experiences. Other than that, I may not be able to throw light on that. Whatever Gurudev has told me, whatever I have experienced in his presence, I can share. In the Vedantic sense, there are two types of samadhi. The deeper, one-pointed, concentrated meditation, as it is called. ನಿಶ್ಚಲ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊರದೂಡಿ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸಮಾಧಿಗೆ ಕೊಂಡೊಯ್ಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಬಲ್ಲವರು, ತಿಳಿದವರು, ಬಲ್ಲಿದವರು, ಮಹಾತ್ಮರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ವಿಧ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಸವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ, ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ. ಸವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾದ ಅಹಂಭಾವ, ಅಹಂ ವೃತ್ತಿ, ಅಹಂಕಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿ, ನಾನು ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮಾತಿ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ದೃಕ್, ನಾನು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾದ ಅಹಂಕಾರ. ಆ ಅಹಂ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಉಳಿದಾಗ, ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಗೋಚರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಎದುರು ಕಾಣ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಷಯವೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಆ ದ್ವೈತ ಭಾವ ಇನ್ನೂ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅದು ಸವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ. ಸವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ವೈತ ಭಾವ ಇನ್ನೂ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ದೃಕ್ ಬೇರೆ ಮತ್ತು ದೃಶ್ಯ ಬೇರೆ. ನೋಡುವವನು ಬೇರೆ, ನೋಟವೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ದೃಶ್ಯ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಇದು ದ್ವೈತ ಭಾವ, ಇದು ಸವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ. ಯಾವ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತುವ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಶ್ಚಲವಾದ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕೇಂದ್ರೀಕೃತವಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಆ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತು ವಿಚಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಸವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತ್ರಿಪುಟಿ ನಾಶ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಆತನ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಆಳವಾದ ಆ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತು, ಆ ವಿಷಯ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ನೋಡುವ ಅಥವಾ ಅನುಭವಿಸುವ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ, ಇವು ಮೂರು ತ್ರಿಪುಟಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆ ತ್ರಿಪುಟಿಗಳು ಇನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ the three levels of distinction, if it still persists in the deeper levels of meditation, then it is called savikalpa samadhi. So the seer is there, the seen, the object is there, deep in the mind, in the mental frame, in the mental projection. The object is there, the person, the seer is there, the seen object is there, and the knowledge, that is the act of seeing is there. So the seer, act of seeing, and the seen. Druk, drushya, mattu nota. All the three are there. So the aham pratyaya is at the sukshmati sukshma level is persisting. Duality is still persisting. So the three level distinction is not lost. So it's triputi is not lost. Our Gurudev used to give an example to explain this to me. So when you are in a deep meditation, deep contemplation, sitting quietly with closed eyes, imagine that you are imagining the lotus flower in your heart. And ultimately, you will be visualizing that lotus flower very clearly, all the petals, the color, the nature of the flower, the size of the flower. It becomes very clear and clear and clear for perception mentally. So you will be observing the lotus flower. Lotus flower is blooming brilliantly, shining brilliantly. But you are also aware that you as the entity, you as the seer, you are seeing the lotus, that is the object of your dhanavas, object of your meditation. So you are aware of yourself, watching, seeing the lotus flower. So the duality is still persisting. So the act of seeing is there. Because of the act of seeing, lotus flower is being visualized, and you are visualizing. Deep in the mind, the feeling is there that I am perceiving the lotus flower. I am seeing the lotus flower deep in my heart, or in the Kanta Pradesh, or in the Trikuti, whatever the position place. So this is called, the three level distinction is not lost. So it is savikalpa samadhi. So when the three level distinction is lost, then further concentrated meditation with a deeper concentration, with a total surrender, with a total devotion, surrender to the Guru, Sadguru or God, a time will come, the savikalpa samadhi will convert itself into nirvikalpa samadhi. Paramatmana anugrahadinda, ಆಚಾರ್ಯರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ, ಸದ್ಗುರುವಿನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ಸವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿರ್ವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿಗೆ ದಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ತ್ರಿಪುಟಿ ನಾಶ ಆಗೋದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ನೋಡುವ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನೋಟ ಅಥವಾ ವಸ್ತುನೂ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದರೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬೆರೆತು ಕೇವಲ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತು ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆ, ಕಮಲದ ಹೂವನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಮೊದಲಿದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಳವಾದ ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನು ಆ ಕಮಲವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಕಾಶಮಯವಾದ ದಳಗಳಿಂದ, ಆ ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಬಣ್ಣಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ದಳಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆ ಕಮಲ ಪುಷ್ಪವನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವವೇ ಹೊರಟೋದಾಗ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ನೋಡುವ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಳವಾದ ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಯೋದು ಕಮಲ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಆ ಕಮಲ ಪುಷ್ಪ ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳಿತಾ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರಕಾಶಮಾನವಾಗಿ ಜಗಜಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು ಕಮಲ ಪುಷ್ಪ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ತ್ರಿಪುಟಿ ನಾಶ. ಕೇವಲ ಸದ್ವಸ್ತು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ತಾನೇ ತಾನಾಗಿ ವಿಜೃಂಭಿಸಿದಾಗ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ಇದು ನಿರ್ವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಸಮಾಧಿ, ನಿರ್ಬೀಜ ಸಮಾಧಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಹುದು. ಇದನ್ನ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಗುರುಗಳು ಉಪದೇಶ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ when you are seeing the lotus flower, the deeper meditative state of the mind, ultimately by the grace of the Guru, by the grace of the God, by grace of the Sadguru, a stage will come out. My Guru used to tell me, my Gurudev used to tell me all this. He used to tell me, a stage will come. You are feeling that I am seeing the lotus flower shining deep in the heart cave. Even that feeling will be lost. Even that entity I, that is lost. I am seeing, that feeling is lost. Ultimately, the seer is gone. The seen is gone. Act of seeing is gone. Three-level distinction, Triputi Nasha occurs. Destruction of three-level distinction occurs. And only that brilliant, shining lotus flower only will remain all the while. Alone, as alone, as alone. The only one vastu, and there is no second. Kevala Advaita. So this is Advaitic way of talking about Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So the Triputi Nasha occurs, that is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So Acharya is talking about that here in this shloka. A small digression here, just to make the point very clear, which I'm sure I don't know how to put all these points clearly, because there are so many people who have already entered into all these phases in their lifetime during their umpteen years of sadhana by the grace of Guru. Long back, some 21 years back, when our Hamsashramam Kutira was built, and our Gurudev entered into Hamsashramam portals. In those days, I used to go on Sunday to the ashram, 72 kilometers from my home, drive the scooter in the morning and then return late in the night, same day, every Sunday. So one Sunday, sometime in the evening, I used to sit with Gurudev. Totally, most of the time, he used to sit silently in the hall within the sofa, and I used to sit on the floor. Sometime, one fine day, in the beginning days, suddenly he called me, come inside. So he took me inside from the hall. We entered a small passageway, passing through the kitchenette, and then the passageway led to the deeper inside his personal small room. First time, Gurudev is taking me to his own room, where there was a cot and a small chair. And then I sat again on the floor. Gurudev stood there, and then he said, he went into the corner of a room. That room was not very big, actually. It was only by hardly 8 by 10 feet. 8 feet by 10 feet, or 8 feet by 8 feet, or 9 feet by 10 feet. That's all. Small room. He went to the corner of the room. He removed that one small mattress on the floor. Then I saw a trap door. First time in my lifetime, in that room corner, there was a trap door, wooden trap door. The size may be something like rectangle, 3 feet by 3 feet or 3 feet by 4 feet. He lifted the trap door, and then I saw there was a vertical iron small spiral staircase going down. So then I imagined that this is the cellar portion. Gurudev is showing me deep below the room, there is a cellar. Then he entered inside, climbing down the spiral iron staircase, small one, beckoning me to follow him. So first time, and then gingerly, hesitantly, I just entered into deep down into the cellar. It was almost, sometime it was evening around 4:30 or 5 outside, but it was almost dark inside because that cellar had no windows at all, no doors at all. It is a closed rectangular cellar. There were some small holes for the air to come in. From that small hole, the ambient light, just a minimum light, used to enter inside. So after adjusting my eyesight, I could see facing the north, on the just to the wall, there was a mattress and a deer skin spread on that, and Gurudev sat on that facing the north. And he beckoned me without saying anything to sit in front of him. So there was a small mattress. I sat in front of him, hardly within 2 feet distance. No words, no sentences, no communication. He closed his eyes. He sat on almost half Padmasana with erect body. He closed his eyes. Immediately I felt that he's going into samadhi. Something prompted in me, and then I also closed my eyes. I sat erect. Then I don't know even today, after 21 years, how to explain all this. I find no words. I find myself unable to explain the scenario. When I closed my eyes, I was thinking that how fortunate I have come to the deep cellar portion, a private part of the building where none will enter other than Gurudev himself. And he has brought me there, and he's sitting in front of me. I'm sitting in front of him. And it was almost dark situation there. Light was not there, except the ambient sunlight passing through small holes. Otherwise, there were no windows at all, no doors at all. And the trap door was closed after we entered inside from above. So it was dark, something like that. So initially I was thinking that I just closed my eyes. I was thinking on Gurudev only. I was taking the name of my Guru only. And of course, automatically the mantra, what he had given me, started coming out from my mind. I was conscious of my presence there. I was conscious of the cellar. I was conscious of the almost zero light, natural light there. I was conscious of the surrounding, and I was hearing the birds from distance making their calls. All these things were noticed, felt. But gradually, I don't know what happened. Even now, I can't explain all these things very clearly. Something happened, I don't know. Then everything stopped. How it stopped, I can't explain. Nothing I heard. Totally unaware. Nothing. The only way I can explain now is, I think I just lost myself. I lost myself. That awareness that I am sitting in front of my Guru, even that is lost. I am sitting on half Padmasana on a mattress in front of the Guru, opposite the Guru, with 2 feet distance, even that is lost. My body is sitting erect, even that feeling is lost. Everything is lost. The sounds I was hearing, the chirping sounds of the birds, gone. Everything gone. I think it took me a few minutes, hardly few minutes. Then something prompted, and then I opened my eyes. I opened my eyes. That's all. I thought maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I had closed my eyes. Then it was pitch dark inside, totally dark. And in the darkness, it took nearly half a minute for my eyes to adjust so that I could see the silhouette of my guru sitting in front of me, and he was not there. Only the mattress was there. He was not there. Then, groping, I got up. Gingerly, I came down. I took the spiral iron staircase. Slowly, I climbed, opened the trap door. Then I came out into the room of our Gurudev. He was not there. Then I slowly walked and then sat I came to the hall. There was an electric bulb was burning. Gurudev was sitting on the sofa. Then something prompted me. I saw the watch which I was. So approximately, it was almost like nearing 8 o'clock in the night. So if I calculate now today with my limited knowledge, probably what I thought only 2 minutes or 3 minutes I sat there, it was more than 1.5 hours, or at least 1 hour. And Gurudev must have prompted me to sit there. He has bestowed his grace on me to enter into such a deep contemplated mood. And he blessed me, and then he walked out slowly without even disturbing me, without even tapping me. He came. So what I thought I was sitting in the cellar, in the dark cellar for 2 or 3 minutes, actually it was more than 1 hour. So this is the experience I am sharing with you. I don't know what to call this, what type of samadhi it is. It's all left to my guru. Later, neither he said anything nor I said anything. My heart was totally full. It was completely filled with that ecstasy or euphoria, which I can't explain even today. What was that feeling, the first time feeling, which I experienced there? I can't share that experience. It has to be only experienced. Sorry for too much of digression. So we come to the next 342nd shloka today. So Acharya continues telling his disciple, Uttamadikari, Aham buddhyeva mohinya yojayitva vrute balat vikshepa shaktihi purusham vikshepa yati tadgunaihi. Aham buddhyeva mohinya yojayitva vrute balat vikshepa shaktihi purusham vikshepa yati tadgunaihi. Now in this shloka, Acharya is using the two terms which already long back he has used in the Viveka Chudamani while explaining the nature of Maya. You know, the Maya, according to Acharya. Now the Maya, the delusion, the great delusion, it has the two powers. It exhibits itself in two different ways. The first is Avarana Shakti, the second is Vikshepa Shakti. This was explained long back in Viveka Chudamani. So the Maya exhibits in two ways. First as Avarana Shakti, second as Vikshepa Shakti. In simplest way, again to recapitulate without going into the details now. Avarana Shakti means concealing power, concealing the reality, masking, suppressing the reality. I always feel that I am the body, you know. You always say, I am so and so, I am so and so. The reality we have forgot. That is the basic pramada. The false identification, I am the body. The reality is, I am not the body. I am something else. So that is completely covered, merged, completely concealed. So the covering, That's called ajnana, avidya. It's because of Maya. So the first Shakti, the power of Maya is to conceal your true identity. My true identity is concealed. I don't remember it. So that is avarana, concealing power of Maya. Then it projects in another way. See, after concealing, the projecting power of Maya is called vikshepa. Vikshepa means projecting power. What is a projecting power? Once the true identity is covered, all false notions develop, projecting. I am the body. I am so and so. I have a status. See, I am a male. I am a female. I am an old man. I am a young man. I am a married person. I am a dignitary. All such feelings, I am, connected to the Sharira Vimana will project. And my people, not my people, I, me, he, she, it, they, everything will come one by one. The world appears. The world appears real. People appear real. Everything appears real. And they're all connected. Some are disconnected. Some are mine. Others are not mine. And there is a whole world. I am living in the world. I am doing all sorts of activities in the world till I die. I have so much of responsibility, so much of points in the mind, so much of aspirations, so much of ambitions. At the same time, I have raga and dvesha. I have passion, I have aversion. Ultimately, most of the time, because of my own folly, I end up with sorrow and grief in my life. When things don't happen according to me, I start weeping. I start grieving. When things happen according to my will and wish, I feel very happy. So always I am searching for the happiness, going here and there, doing all sorts of work. And then thinking that money is very, very important. Always I am geared up to make more and more and more and more money. So ಮಾಯೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಎರಡು ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಯೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಜ ಸ್ವರೂಪವನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕೋದು. ನಿಜ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಂಥವಳು, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಇದು, ಇಂಥ ಸಂಬಂಧ, ಇಂತಹ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇಹ, ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶರೀರ. ಈ ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಆವರಣ. ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನ ವಿಭ್ರಾಂತ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ದೂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವೇ ಸತ್ಯ, ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಸತ್ಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಸತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಕಲ್ಪಗಳನ್ನ, ಸಂಕಲ್ಪಗಳನ್ನ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಈ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ವಿಕಲ್ಪಗಳಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣವಾದ ಮನಸ್ಸು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ವಿಭ್ರಾಂತಗೊಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಪ್ರಭಾವ. ಮಾಯೆ ಎರಡು ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ಒಂದು ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಒಂದು ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ದ ಮಾಯಾ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಟೂ ಪೊಟೆಂಟ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್. One is avarana shakti, other is vikshepa shakti, by concealing power and projecting power. So what Acharya says here, aham buddheva mohinya yojayitva avrute balat vikshepa shakti purusham vikshepayati tadgunaihi. ಈ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಮಾಯೆ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನ ಅಹಂ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಥವನು, ಶರೀರಾಭಿಮಾನ, ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಥವಳು, ಶರೀರಾಭಿಮಾನ. ಸೊ ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನ ಅಹಂ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಆ ಅಹಂ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ಗುಣಗಳಿಂದ ಆತನನ್ನ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪಗೊಳಿಸುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಶಿಷ್ಯ. ಅಹಂ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ಗುಣಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು? ನಾನು ಕರ್ತೃ, ನಾನು ಭೋಕ್ತೃ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡುವವನು, ನಾನು ಅನುಭವಿಸುವವನು, ನಾನು ಸುಖಿ, ನಾನು ದುಃಖಿ, ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಭಾವನೆಗಳು. ಇದು ಆ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಅಹಂಕಾರದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅದರ ಗುಣಗಳು, ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿಗಳು. ಸೊ aided by the concealing power called avarana shakti of Maya, aided by the concealing power called Avarana Shakti. See, the projecting power, the deluding power called Vikshepa Shakti, the projecting power connects the man with his own ego, Aham Buddhi. Aham Buddhyeva Mohinya Yojayitva Avrute Bala. So with the help of the Avarana Shakti, the Vikshepa Shakti, projecting power, connects the man with his own ego, aham, ahankara, and distracts him by the qualities of his own ego. So I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the sufferer, I am the griever. So when I comes in, I will say I am happy. Sometimes I will say I am unhappy. So I am the enjoyer of the fruits of my actions. I am the enjoyer. Why? Because I say I am doing these things. I want to do this, I want to do this. So I am the doer. Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva are both imposed on myself falsely, thinking that I am doing all these things. That is with the body consciousness, body-mind complex. So the ego, it's so powerful from birth to death. It's all under the control of the projecting power of Maya. Because of the projecting power, Vikshepa Shakti, our activities are controlled till the death. All our individual activities are controlled, influenced till death because of the Maya. First, by concealing the reality that I am Atman, I am Atma Swarupa, that reality is concealed. Then by the projective power, that is Vikshepa Shakti, I am totally bound by all sorts of my passions, my aspirations, ambitions, mental thoughts and actions. So that is the power of Vikshepa Shakti. That's what Acharya says. Aided by the Avarana Shakti, the Vikshepa Shakti projecting power connects the man with his own ego, ahankara, and distracts him by the qualities of his own ego or the activities of his ego. ಅಹಂಕಾರದಿಂದ ಉದ್ಭವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಈ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕಾರಣ, ಮಾಯೆ ಕಾರಣ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಜೀವನ, ಜನನದಿಂದ ಮರಣದ ತನಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇದು ಮಾಯೆಯ ಪ್ರಭಾವದಿಂದಲೇ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನಮಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. We don't know that we are bound by Maya. That is how the samsara will continue, the cycle will continue. We die and again we are reborn. Again the new life, the new set of circumstances will continue. The next shloka is fairly long one. 6 lines or 6 charanas are there. Acharya continues about, again, how the Maya works, its Vikshepa Shakti, projecting power, how it controls, Avarana Shakti, concealing power, how it controls. Only when Acharya says in the next shloka, finally in the last 2 charanas, only if you can cut asunder, if you can win over the Avarana Shakti, the concealing power, that is avidya, the real false identification that I am the body. So if you can get over the effect of Avarana Shakti and the Vikshepa Shakti, the Sankalpa, Vikalpa of the mind, the thoughts of the mind, actions, that I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. I am doing this, I am doing that. I want this, I want that. So this is due to the effect of projecting power. So if you can get over the Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti, in the next shloka, fairly long one, Acharya says, if you can get over the concealing power and the projecting power of Maya, in other words, if you can cross over the strong foothold of the Maya, which has captured you from birth to death, then only you become liberated in this life, in this birth. You reach reality, you will know your true nature. That is the summary of the next fairly long shloka. Vikshepa Shakti Vijayo Vishamo Vidhatum Nishcheshamarana Shakti Nivrutya Bhave Drugdrushyayo Sputapayo Jalavat Vibhage Nashyet Tadavarana Matmani Cha Swabhavat Nissamshayena Bhavati Pratibandha Shunyo Vikshepanam Nahi Tada Yadi Chet Vrusharthe Vikshepa Shakti Vijayo Vishamo Vidhatum Nishcheshamarana Shakti Nivrutya Bhave. Two lines we'll take up, split and take up. Vikshepa Shakti Vijayo Vishamo Vidhatum Nishcheshamarana Shakti Nivrutya Bhave. So in the first two lines, what it means. ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ಹೊಡೆದು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಮಾಯೆಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನವಾದ ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಜ ಸ್ವರೂಪವನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚೋಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಉಂಟಾಗದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ದೇಹ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ನಿಜವಾಗಲೂ ಆತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನೇ ಆ ಪರಮ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಬರೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ತೊಲಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀವು ತೊಲಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ, ಮಾಯೆಯ ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಹೊಡೆದಾಗದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಈ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿನ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಪ್ಪ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎರಡೆರಡೇ ಲೈನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು. ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿ ವಿಜಯೋ ವಿಷಮೋ ವಿಧಾತುಂ ನಿಶೇಷಮಾವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನಿವೃತ್ಯ ಭಾವೇ. Look, my dear disciple, without the total removal of concealing power of Maya, it is very difficult to get over or to win over the projecting power of Maya. First two lines. Logically, step by step, Acharya is advising the qualified disciple. Look, my dear disciple, first you have to win over concealing power of Maya. Then only it is possible to win over projecting power of Maya. In other words, you have to ultimately come out of the bondage of Maya itself. That is the meaning. Drugdrushyayo sputapayo jalavid payo jalavat vibhage nashyet tadavarnam atmani cha swabhavat. Drugdrushyayo sputapayo jalavat vibhage nashyet tadavarnam atmani cha swabhavat. ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೃಶ್ಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ಈ ದೇಹ ನಾನು ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಇದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ನನ್ನ ದೇಹವೂ ಅನಾತ್ಮ, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವೂ ಅನಾತ್ಮ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಇಂದಿದ್ದು ನಾಳೆ ನಾಶವಾಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು? ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ದೃಶ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಜಗತ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ಎಂದೆಂದಿಗೂ ನಾಶವಾಗದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿರೋ ನಾನು. ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪ, ನಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಶಾಶ್ವತನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಹ, ಈ ಶರೀರ, ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ನಾಶವಾಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ದೃಗ್ರೂಪನಾದಂತಹ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನಾದ ನಾನು, ಈ ದೃಶ್ಯವಾದ ಜಗತ್ತು, ಇವೆರಡೂ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆತ್ಮ ಅನಾತ್ಮ, ಆತ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ, ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು ಬೇರೆ. ಈ ಸಕಲವೂ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು. ಈ ಸಕಲ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡದಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು, ದೇಹವು ಶರೀರವು ಸೇರದಂತೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು. ನಾಶವಿಲ್ಲದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆತ್ಮನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿರುವ ನಾನು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಜವಾದ ಆತ್ಮವಸ್ತು. ನನಗೆ ನಾಶವಿಲ್ಲ, ಶಾಶ್ವತ. ಈ ವಿವೇಚನೆ, ಈ ವಿವೇಕ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹಂಸ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ನೀರನ್ನ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ, ಹಂಸಕ್ಷೀರ ನ್ಯಾಯದ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ದೃಗ್ದೃಶ್ಯಯೋ ಸ್ಫುಟ ಪಯೋಜಲವದ್ವಿಭಾಗೆ ನಶ್ಯೇತ್ ತದಾವರಣಮಾತ್ಮನೀಚ ಸ್ವಭಾವಾತ್. ಈ ರೀತಿ ವಿವೇಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆತ್ಮವೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತುವೇ ಬೇರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿವೇಚನೆ ಸ್ಫುಟವಾಗಿ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ದೃಢವಾಗಿ ಗುರು ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ, ಸಮ್ಯಕ್ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ, ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಆಳವಾದ ಸಮಾಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವ ಉಂಟಾದಾಗ, ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವ ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಆದಾಗ, ಈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಭಾವ ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಆದಾಗ ಆಗ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಮಾಯೆಯ ಆವರಣ ಆತ್ಮನಲ್ಲಿ ತಾನಾಗೇ ನಾಶವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮಾಯೆಯ ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ತಾನಾಗೇ ನಾಶವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮಾಯೆಯ ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾಶ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆತ್ಮಾನಾತ್ಮ, ಆತ್ಮ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಿವೇಚನೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಉಂಟಾಗಬೇಕು, ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಳವಾದ ಸಮಾಧಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸದ್ಗುರು ಅಥವಾ ಈಶ್ವರನ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಮಾಯೆಯ ಆವರಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನಾಶ. So that's what Acharya is talking. So only if the seer and the seen, druk and drushya, druk is the seer, seen is drushya. Druk is the entity. Entity means not the physical body. Entity means here the real, the reality, Atma. There is only one vastu, Atma vastu. And the whole prapancha, universe is seen. Seen. So when the distinction of the seer and seen are completely, with all Viveka, analyzed and distinguished, with all the reasoning power, with all the contemplation, deep in the samadhi, deep in the meditative state by the grace of the Guru, if the distinction between Atma and Anatma is done very clearly, clear-cut distinction, clear-cut perception, if it is done, then the concealing power is lost. The avarana shakti is lost. Avarana shakti is lost. Then what happens? Nissamshayena bhavati pratibandha shunyo vikshepanam nahi tada yadi chet prusharthe. Nissamshayena bhavati pratibandha shunyo vikshepanam nahi tada yadi chet prusharthe. Prusharthe means this false anatma vastu, prapancha, universe, including the body, including this body which is going to die. So Mrushartha means the entire false appearance of prapancha, the universe, the world. So what Acharya says in the last two lines, Nissamshayena bhavati pratibandha shunyo vikshepanam nahi tada yadi chet prusharthe. Prusharthe vikshepanam nahi chet yadi. ಈ ಮಿಥ್ಯೆಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಅಸತ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅನಾತ್ಮನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪಣಂ ನಹಿ ಚೇತ್ ಯದಿ, ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಉಂಟಾಗದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಉಂಟಾಗದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಗ್ರಹಣ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ, ಮಿಥ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ, ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸು ವಿವೇಕಯುತವಾಗಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಅನಾತ್ಮವನ್ನು ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಬಲವಾಗಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಂತ. ಆತ್ಮ ಯಾವುದು, ಅನಾತ್ಮ ಯಾವುದು, ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಯಾವುದು, ಅಶಾಶ್ವತ ಯಾವುದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಿಸ್ಸಂಶಯೇನ ಪ್ರತಿಬಂಧ ಶೂನ್ಯ ಭವತಿ. ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಿಸ್ಸಂಶಯವಾಗಿ ವಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಗೆಲ್ಲೋದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್, if the seer and the seen are distinguished very clearly, when perceived very clearly, experienced by first hand very clearly, then the concealing power will be destroyed. Concealing power means avarana shakti will be destroyed. Then the conquest over the projecting power will be affected if the mind is not resting on the false world, thinking that it is real. So after the Avarana Shakti is destroyed, if the mind is fully aware that the entire world is mithya, if the mind doesn't rest in this mithya world, mithya jnana, then only the projecting power of Maya is destroyed. Acharya is making it very clear. Nissamshayena bhavati pratibandha shunyah vikshepanam nahi tada yadi chet prusharthe. So the false belief that the world is real, if that false belief is removed once for all, that the world is real. No, the world is unreal, mithya. It is not real, it is mithya. Because this is projecting now. I am seeing the world, I am living in the world, I am moving in the world. Everything appears in dualistic mode. There are hundreds and hundreds of creatures living and non-living, living and non-living in front of me. My own people are there, others are there, my friends are there, enemies are there, colleagues are there, everyone is there. Everyone appears different, everyone appears independent, everyone is a distinct entity. So every animal and plant is a distinct entity. But from the absolute standpoint of view, in comparison to the highest absolute sense of being, all these things which appear in diversified ways, myriad ways, they are actually mithya. Mithya means unreal. Why? Because they are projected, they are here, my five senses experiencing their presence. I am hearing the world, I am seeing the world, I am tasting the world, I am touching the world, I am smelling the world by my five senses. They appear to be real, but really they are not real. Because they are here today, they will vanish tomorrow. They are not permanent. They transform, they change, and once they go on changing, ultimately they vanish. They are not permanent. They are transitory. It may take years and years, but today or tomorrow. This world will end. It will go away. It will vanish. So they're all transitory. If this feeling is pakka, sets in very clearly, by the grace of the Guru, because of the discriminatory power of the mind, because of the proper reasoning in the brain or in the buddhi, then only the Avarana Shakti, the Vikshepa Shakti is also destroyed. That is what Acharya is talking here. In this connection, I remember the Sukti, the Subhashita or the Sukti, given by Sri Sureshwaracharya, one of the four disciples of Acharya, Shankara Bhagavatpada, Sri Sureshwaracharya. In fact, Acharya Bhagavatpada anointed him as the first Jagat Guru and Peethadipati of Dakshinamnaya Shringeri Sharadapetham in Karnataka. Sri Sureshwaracharya is also known as a Vartikakara. Details, I'm not going to details here. The first, foremost, Jagat Guru and Peethadipati of Shringeri Sharadapetham. He says at one point, Shrutyacharya prasadena yogabhyasa vashena cha. Shrutyacharya prasadena yogabhyasa vashena cha ishvaranugrahena swatma bodho yatha bhavet. So Acharya says here, Sri Sureshwaracharya says here, Shrutyacharya Prasadena. That means by the total grace of the Sadguru, by the total grace of the Shotriya Brahmanishta Sadguru, who is a repository of the entire Upanishadic teaching, the Upanishad knowledge, the Vedantic knowledge, the knowledge of the scriptures. So such a Sadguru, who is a Brahmanishta, Shotriya, and a Brahmajnani, with his benediction, Shrutyacharya Prasadi, only by his grace and Yogabhyasa Vashena, and by personal effort, with the constant effort, with the devotion and concentration on meditation. And then Ishvaranugrahena, with that, finally, by the grace of the Ishvara himself, God himself. So, by the grace of the Sadguru, Brahmanishta Sadguru, Shotriya Sadguru, by your constant efforts to follow what the advice of Sadguru in the path of meditation, yoga, and finally by the grace of the Lord himself, by the grace of the Ishvara himself, Swatma Bahodo Yatha Bhavet, you will shine with your true nature. You become immortal. You will shine with your true nature. You will establish yourself in the eternal bliss of Atmaswara. This is what Sureshwaracharya says. Shrutyacharya Prasadena Yogabhyasa Vashena Cha Ishvaranugrahena Swatma Bhodo Yata Bhavet. So all the three are required. The grace of the Sadguru, the grace of the Lord, and your personal efforts to follow the whatever instructions the Guru has given with all Shraddha, Bhakti, devotion, and total surrender. Then everything falls through. Getting over Maya becomes easy. Cutting asunder the two powers of the Maya becomes easy. Maya is so powerful, it's not easy. That's why our Gurudev used to say, people don't know that they are bound by Maya. That is a statement he used to always say. People don't know that they are bound by Maya. They are living in the Maya itself. They are behaving and then leading the whole life within the Maya itself. They are born and they will die within these bounds of the Maya, the snares of the Maya itself. So they don't know. People don't know that they are bound by Maya. That's how our Gurudev used to say. So there is a point here to remember. We are stopping here at the shloka number 343. The last two lines I repeat. Nissamshayena bhavati pratibandha shunyo vikshepanam nahi tada yadi chet prusharthi. Sri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vinaya.
Hari Om, sir. Today's will have to be rewatched many times. It is filled with so much of wisdom and experience. It was simply, I was just telling to myself, I know you have told me some of it, but your experience with Sadguru and as well as how to get away from Maya. We are all caught up in the so-called rat race of the world. And we have come to a crucial point where Bhagavad Pada basically, starts to de-thread and say, this is how you are going to get away. And we at some point we all know that. Sir.
Yeah.
We all know that it is the grace of the Guru, of course, our efforts to begin with, then the grace of the Guru, and finally the divine grace. It's a combination of things, of varying ratios, um, depending on the individual, I guess. But it's a self-feeding cycle, if you will. But it's not happened. We are unable to get into that cycle. That is the challenge.
Only say that I am a dust particle, Kailasji. I don't know anything at all. Really, really, really. My guru knows everything. I know nothing. I am eagerly awaiting to listen what he has spoken through my words today.
Unbelievable. Simply unbelievable. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hari Om.
All the previous ones are uploaded, right? YouTube.
The immediate previous one needs to be uploaded, sir. That will be uploaded shortly.
No problem. Next week, 5 minutes early, we will sit.
Absolutely, sir.
Oh,
I'll come.